Hello everyone, Blue Star Saber here once again to do another One Piece chapter review and chapter 1026, The Pitiful Clash. I'm a bit late on this one as chapter 1027's official translations come out, but I figured I'd do this quickly before I do a review of Lucky Chi and hopefully someone else, let's see, in the next hour and a half. But anyway, before we begin, the cover page is like a bunch of lions buying some fashion from Nami and Leo from a cute clothes shop and all that stuff. Heitsukuri and Nami, I believe it's titled. And from what it seems, that Nami is just trying to fit on like a lion shirt to like this little lion. And from my understanding, it seems to be a nod to the little lion that Bellamy, let's see, made for Nami when she was giving her clothes and all that stuff, since particularly the one that Nami wasn't exactly happy about being secondhand and all that stuff. But yeah, so it's a nice little touch there. So who knows? It's possible that Nami, might have a clothes like that in her own dress house. But anyway, since this argument was the last thing that she ended up doing with Bellamy before getting killed and all that stuff. But anyway, yeah. Coming to to the actual chapter, we are at the flower capital and we're seeing more people celebrate as we see, Otoko and, hold on, let me just get Wano. Wano and Wano Country appears to be Kozume family, Kosiki retainers. And let me just try and find the name. Oops, damn it. I clicked on the wrong link there. Sorry. Otaku and Ibusa Town citizens. Kuriki. Oh yeah, Tengia Hietsu, where he's asking Otaku if she's having fun, which she replies yes, and all that stuff. Hold on, let me just get back to there we go. As she ends up thinking about when Otama went on the ship to go help the others, and he was not happy about it. He's thinking if she's all right. As he now thinks that she's across the sea. However, as we see in the background, Omegashima is arriving as it's being covered by the clouds. Reporter things is reporting that about mysterious dragon on the roof. Reporting that Yamato has been bruised and bloodied. That there are two dragons facing to face, with Kaido and the Pink Dragon being ridden by Straw Hat Luffy, with Yamato thinking about how Momo thinks if only he could be like a bigger monster, with him saying that, with the guy reporting that the dragon's identity is unknown, with Queen commenting that it was Yamato that's been keeping Kaido busy up there, as it's been reported of being an enemy. Anyway, Kaido attempts to fire a blast breath. With Luffy telling Momo to fire back, but he can't do it because he doesn't know how, but he dodges it. Momo, panicking because he's not really ready to take on Kaido, as he just got a dragon form, but Luffy gives him some advice. As Luffy goes to his elephant gun, as Momo ends up asking he can't do this, with Luffy landing direct hit. As we see that, Luffy told Momo to bite, as Momo thinks to what Luffy just told him to do, bite Kaido, but he can't seem to get the courage to do this. But however, as he thinks back to when Kaido invaded his house, attacked his mother, and held him hostage and all that stuff, Momo gets the courage and anger to bite Kaido, and you can see that it really seems to have affected him, and it's like, ah! Thinking back to what Kaido said to him earlier about how his father was a fool of the Lord, as he bites in deeper and all that stuff. However, Kaido begins to recover, asking what he's doing. With Momo thinking about how he ruined his country, his father and mother would still be alive, and all that stuff. With Yamato telling him to get Momo to get away from Kaido. So Luffy ends up saving him by punching Kaido in the face, by congratulating Momo for biting the Yonko and all that stuff, as Kaido ends up crashing down. All that stuff. With Jack, anyway, we go back to the treasure repository under the dome. I believe this is where Jack is, as he's revealing that dragons bring storm clouds with them, and saying that this will be the last we see of the moon. And we see Jack's doing his sort of mammoth centaur mode kind of thing, hybrid thing. So, commenting to Dogstorm that if he had managed to land one more hit on him, he might have not been able to stand anymore. Showing that, due to the clouds, the moon's been covered, and that both Dogstorm and Cat Viper have been got back to reversed form, and they're much in a weakened state, giving the advantage of their opponents with Jack and Passapero, as he's just saying, as Passapero's saying, not to mock the moon don't blame the moon for his troubles. That Viper just has bad luck, while he has good luck and all that stuff. With Carrot and Wanda being concerned about them, Cat Viper and all that stuff. As they're clearly weakened, it seems like as showing that, fight go on, they probably would have won with the Sulong. As the fighting continues with all the samurai, Luffy's saying the words Momo, and some of the Yakuza bosses, here, understand that, Luffy's referring to Momonosuke. With Luffy, she ends up shouting how that was an Emperor of the Sea you just took out with a bite, and all that's an Emperor of the Sea that you just took a bite on. Telling Momo that since is there anything left in this world that can be scary for him and all that stuff, for him to be scared of. With Momonosuke finally saying the words no, seeming like with Luffy giving some encouragement. When he tells Momo to go fly and stop Omikashima, with Momo agreeing, with Sanji and So continue their fight, asking each other, did they just hear Luffy call him Momo, right? We're realizing that the pink dragon might be Momonosuke, though they're still in a bit of the not believing it. With Luffy saying not to worry about Kaido, as he will beat him. As we see all the samurai and shouting out holding up their swords out in celebration. The morale boosted. Going like, that's Luffy Taro and Lord Momonosuke. Revealing that as their morale has increased with these words. Meanwhile, Big Mom has also heard them, laughs and thinks that, finding the idea ridiculous about what Luffy has just said. Though Kid has said that Luffy, you better win, while Law's been commenting what he's been doing all this time. Nami holding on to a crying Tama, who's just happy about, who's crying about Luffy and Momonosuke being alright. Though Nami, of course, is happy. Frankie also celebrating, saying, go get them, Luffy, and more samurai going, Luffy Taro. Anyway, Kaido changes to his hybrid forms, thinking that, asking Luffy, asking, you really think you can beat him and all that stuff that Luffy is doing as long as he's alive? He thinks it's possible and all that stuff. As the two clash with Conqueror's Haki, and the clouds and the heavens split in half, like they did with Shanks versus Whitebeard and Kaido versus Big Mom, showing that Luffy has finally reached Yonko level in terms of Haki and all that stuff. With someone reporting about how the clouds are splitting, and we see the moon coming to surface, and the announcer that was up there ends up being knocked out by the Conqueror's Haki. The moon in full view. You see Jack and Passapero shocked as the moon is out. With both Dogstar and Cat Viper starting to mock them about their words. Oh, they're about, let's see, about luck and all that stuff as they're back into their Silong forms. Them both Gurklang using an Odin one sword style. Cat Viper using a move called Feline Frenzy, a claw attack against Pespero, while let's see, Dogstorm using his K9 Cleaver, using his like leg sword to stab Jack in the chest. As we see, oh yeah, and from the looks of it, Cat Viper's claw attack has got pierced through, caused an energy pierce through from Pespero. And both Pespero, the eldest son of Big Mom, and Jack, a lead performer of the Animal Kingdom Pirates, Jack the Trout, have both been taken out of the fight. They're finally defeated. As we end off the chapter of Dogstorm, reversing back to his normal form, calming down a bit after that fight. And in the background, we see that Orochi is still alive. Shocked that Jack has been taken out, but he thinks that it's not his problem anymore. Ending the chapter. Okay. First off, I like how we get a more update on the Fire Festival, and we see that Tama's mentor. Let's see. I'm not going to try and pronounce his name again, but we see the flashback of when she tells him that he's going to the island with, let's see, the three smile usually he has, especially like the horse one, telling them that they'll keep her safe. But of course, we see that he's still worried about her. And I do like how the cloud, we see images of the cloud, seeing that the clouds are covering up Omegashima, so the residents still do not know about the impending doom that they may just face unless Momosuke and Luffy are able to stop Kaido and all that stuff. I do like how, the reports from the announcer up there is able to identify the two dragons are confronting each other with Luffy and Yamato, giving everyone an idea of what's going on in the battlefield. With Queen figuring out, okay, Kaido's being kept busy by Yamato and all that stuff. Anyway, I do like how when you have that little dragon standoff, it's clear that Kaido is still the more experienced dragon, even though Momonosuke has now grown to a full-size adult. He doesn't really know how to do the dragon blast breath, as Luffy tells him to counter it with, yes, but he can't. So he suggests, he bites him after, he, hits him with the elephant gun and all that stuff. Momonosuke still a bit afraid at first, thinking he can't do it. However, as he thinks back to what Kaido did to when the first time he encountered Kaido, attacking his house, his mother, holding him hostage from the sky, mocking his father, Momosuke gets the anger and the courage to finally bite Kaido, and it seems to take some effect, as you can see Kaido in pain there from his reaction, as he made a similar sort of when Odin cut him and all that stuff. As Momosuke is letting all his anger out for what, Kaido has done to not only his country, but to his family as well. However, Kaido clearly, even though, it did hurt him, Kaido seems to have recovered enough. And I like how he's showing that, Momo can manage to bite Kaido and all that stuff. He's still clearly not strong enough to take down Kaido by himself, so you get Luffy punching him and all that stuff to save Momosuke, but at the same time, he's complimenting, Momo for his courage. And even a bit later, we see him saying, now that you've bitten a Yonka, surely there's nothing for you to be afraid of left in this world, because, well, it's not every day you get someone biting a Yonko, which Momosuke said, he agrees with Luffy and all that stuff. But anyway, and all that stuff. I do like how their conversation is heard throughout Wano and all that stuff. Due to Luffy's words, everyone realizes that the pink dragon is actually Momonosuke, and with him saying that you go stop Omegashima crashing, while he deals with Kaido, and we see how that boosts morale of like the samurai there, with like Tama crying that Luffy's back and okay, with the straw hat, with some of the straw hats we see happy, like Nami and Frankie. Oh, and Yamato also being, let's say, I like how Yamato's concerned for Momonosuke at first when he bit Kaido, and then getting excited afterwards. Let's see how Momonosuke finally starts saying no and all that stuff. And I do like how Zoro and Sanji, we still see them fighting side to side. Then wondering if that really is Momonosuke that Luffy is talking to. One thing interesting to know is that let's see, with Big Mom panels with Kid and Law, is that Big Mom still finds it funny that Luffy thinks that Luffy thinks that he can beat Kaido. No, let's see. No, I think let's see, if she's not taken down by Kid and Law first, I think she'd be quite shocked. Interesting to note. Let's see, we hear Kid say Luffy better win. I think some have interpreted this as Kid admitting he can't defeat Kaido, so he's entrusting it to Luffy. Some have done this to mock Kid, but and others is like saying, "Oh, Kid now fully trusts Luffy and all that stuff." But if I had to guess, I think this is just Kid saying that I've left Kaido to you to deal with Kaido. I take down Big Mom. If you screw this up, I'll have to deal with both Yonkos and all that stuff, because I'm pretty certain Kid still thinks that he could probably take on Kaido in a one-on-one fight and all that stuff, though. Who knows? Though I do like how Law says, "Where have you been all this time, Luffy?" Not realizing that he's been with his pirate crew after they saved him and all that stuff. So that'll be an interesting conversation after the war and all that stuff. And I do like how it all climax into like Luffy and Kaido doing a Conqueror's Haki clash, and it's let's see, split the heavens, which we've only seen the Yonko do, and I think maybe Roger and Whitebeard as well. So like 5 individuals, and now Luffy has become like the 6th individual that can cause this kind of level of clashing. So Luffy has finally gotten up to the Yonko level. Let's see. If people doubted it before, this is no longer the case, and we now, as we see with this beautiful panel, as it's been reported, and the reporter has been knocked out. So no more updates on the fight for the time being, for at least the whole background to here. But it's been enough for like Straw Hat's allies to get their morale boost and all that stuff. But yeah. So yeah, I think it's finally safe to say. But anyway, it's after like hundreds and hundreds of chapters of Ritzy of build up and waiting for Luffy to get this moment, since we saw Shanks and Whitebeard. We finally can confirm that Luffy is definitely Yonko level, at least in terms of Haki and all that stuff, and probably in combat ability as well, as he's now probably going to fight Kaido one-on-one. Anyway, now to get to like the bits I kind of been leaving behind is that let's see, Dogstorm and Cat Viper, and finishing off both Jack and Pespero and all that stuff. It's interesting let's see. I do find it interesting that the clouds caused by the dragons covered the moon a bit. So it's like Momonosuke's arrival kind of hindered them a bit and all that stuff, as it looked like they were just about to have one last attack to win, but they're now back at depowered forms. So now that Jack and, let's see, Pespero now have the advantage, much to like Carrot and, let's see, Wanda's shock, but thanks to Luffy and Kaido's clash, the clouds are split, showing the moon again, allowing them to go back to their Sulong forms and using their own form of Odin's one sword style, using their own Minx attacks of Fiendline of their Cat's Claw attack, and let's see, Fiendline Frenzy, and for Dogstorm, the Canine Cleaver with his sword leg. They defeat Jack and Kaido and all that stuff. I think it's kind of symbolic. I think it's kind of interesting how Momo and Luffy ended up causing a disadvantage for them at first, but then with like the Conqueror's Haki clash, the advantage comes back, and Kaido hinders his supposed allies in that regards. So it kind of tells me that, let's see, without the moon, let's see, Cat Viper and Dogstorm, let's see, probably would have lost without their powered Sulong forms since they've probably been weakened from earlier. While with the Sulong forms, they were able to beat Jack and Pespero, take him out of the fight. Let's see, with Dogstorm finally avenging his people for what Jack did on Zoe, and Cat Viper taking out, let's see, avenging Pedro by taking out, let's see, Pespero, killing, let's see, defeating the eldest son of Big Mom and one of the lowest and the weakest of the three All Stars, or one with the lowest bounty. Effectively killing, let's see, besides Jack, besides King and Queen, the two strongest, and Big Mom and Kaido, the two strong, the other two strongest, warriors left that are on Wano. Granted, granted, some might say that, Pespero's weaker than Jack since he has a bounty of 700 million, while Jack has a bounty of 1 billion. But I think Pespero is just around like the, officer rank of like the Sweet Commanders and, the All Stars, just a little bit bounty older. Yep, just like a few hundred, below them and all that stuff, but still higher than like that, so the Topiropo and all that stuff. So yeah, they're both taken down. I'm not sure if this means Pespero is now permanently dead, or if Jack is permanently dead, or just knocked out. Though I assume that they'll probably, or at the very least afterwards, they'll probably be arrested in some form, or they'll be imprisoned in some way. I don't know, by either the Marines or maybe Wano, but either way, let's see. We know I had that little comment with Pespero talking about how, if Big Mom's gone, the Big Mom pirates become the Pespero pirates, though with him out of the picture. We might get Captain Katakuri after all, which is like a brother with the one that does the genie lamp kind of thing was hoping for and all that stuff, though. Yeah, I am curious to see if the rest of someone's called Dignok Sakio saying, "Are you live?" And yes, I'm live. I'm just doing a late stream with just talking about this One Piece chapter, all that stuff. So yeah, I'm just finishing off this review and giving my thoughts and all that stuff. So yeah, that's the first time I've ever seen someone comment on my stream, or at least for a very long time. But yeah, so yeah, who knows? With Pespero gone, we might just get Captain Katakuri if Big Mom is also taken out this arc, but we have to yet to see. Granted, I'm a little disappointed that Carrot didn't get a role to play in defeating Pespero, because I felt like that was kind of being built up in, Whole Cake Island. Though, I guess we'll just have to find out what Oda intends to do with his character. As far as I can tell, most people have moved on from Carrot becoming a Straw Hat to now Yamato, though I'm still kind of hoping that both of them join the crew in some capacity, because I think Carrot could make a nice lookout for the Straw Hats, so there's that, but who knows. Overall, I'll give this chapter a, granted, a 9 out of 10. Well, I will admit, I wish we could have seen a bit more. Someone's asking, I'll do that to a quick, second. Overall, I do like that we finally get to see Luffy and clashing with Kaido, and we finally got that Yonko level split, Heaven's split with Haki. We see Momosuke finally getting the courage to bite Kaido, and all that stuff. The morale of everyone aside. A bit of an update of the capital and Tamo's mentor, finding out the flashback of when she left him and all that stuff. Granted, I wish that we got to see more of Jack versus Dogstorm and Cat Viper versus Pespero, but it's nice to see them, avenging both their Minx tribe and, Pedro in their respective fights. And, and taking out more of a thing, and also the fact that we learned that Orochi is still alive, showing that Oda still has something up with him, though I'm curious to see if Zoro will be the one to kill him, maybe Momonosuke, or even let's see, Momosuke's sister, as we know that she wishes she could kill Orochi, as it would be quite the shock for him to learn that Kurosaki is alive, but instead it's actually Odin's daughter before dying. And before I head off, let's see, Dignant Sakayu is asking what are my views on what happened to Sabo. Let's see. I'm assuming he's referring to like the end of Act 2 with the Warlord of the Solution chapter. I assume that he's either been framed for the death of either, let's see, Vivi's father, or maybe Vivi himself, or maybe Vivi herself, or maybe it's even been captured. Though I assume that he, at the moment, I'm assuming that he's not captured yet. Though if he is, we're probably going to get a new Marineford style war thing with Luffy and the Marines, as I'm certain Luffy will try and rescue Sabo, but it's very possible that Sabo might have, witnessed, Cobra being, killed or something by the Gorosei, and perhaps maybe has even kidnapped Vivi and all that stuff, because we know something has happened with Alabasta, but yeah, I'm pretty certain he's being accused of murdering either one of the two, but I think he's probably escaped, and maybe Vivi is with him, because I think Oda wants to bring back Vivi to the plot, since, the Navavas were one of the original 20s, but they want the one that stayed in the Holy Land, and not to mention the mysterious Im had the photo and all that stuff. So yeah, so I assume that, let's see, Sabo has probably got some connection. Sabo has probably been accused of murder, and his bounty, let's see, and all that stuff. I love someone saying that didn't explain why Dadan cried. Who knows? It's possible that Zabo might also be accused of being dead, but who knows? Or maybe Dadan's just upset that, let's see, Sabo has committed maybe a heinous murder, but I don't know. That's just my guess. I mean, I really don't know, but anyway, I assume we'll probably find out when Act 3 ends, and we have that interlude chapter between Act 3 and Act 4, as I think One Piece is supposed to be, this one arc supposed to be in 5-act structure in Japan for some kabuki play or something. But either way, I'm certain that we'll find out in like the interlude of Act 4, or when the Straw Hats are told about the warlords disiluding and whatever happened to Alabasta and this murder and all that stuff. Overall, I'm Blue Star Saber, signing off, and thank you for those who have watched and for those who have commented on my stream. Let's see. In about an hour's time, I will be discussing with Lucky Chi and someone else, possibly, about the latest My Hero Academia chapter. Okay, hold on. Let's see, one more comment saying I'm more excited than the ending of Wano than Luffy versus, Kaido fight. Okay, fair enough. I guess it's because I'd assume that is because you assume that Kaido. I assume it's because you pretty much figure that Luffy is end up going to be the victor in that, and you probably want to see how Oda's going to now go to the final saga of One Piece. That's what we assume, and also a thank you, brother. No problem. Anyway, thank you for commenting, Dagon Sakia. You're the first one I've seen comment here in my live streams, but anyway, I've said all my piece, and now I'm giving my little thoughts on Sabo, even though let's see all that stuff, one of the questions, but I am now signing off. Goodbye. Thank you for joining me, and please come back again for future streams, and goodbye.